good morning. Thank you for joining us today for our first year Friday session. My name is Annie Bosire, and I'll be your host for today. In today's session, we'll be answering the question whether to drop or stay in the course. For this session, we'll go through some questions to pause and reflect on. I will also be sharing some tools and resources to help you make an informed decision on whether to stay in the course or to drop the course. Before dropping a course, it's important to understand how it can affect your academic progress, your future course plans, also your tuition and financial aid. What do we mean by these three things, right? So if a course is required, is this course required as a prerequisite for the next set of courses that you need to take? Does one of the winter courses you're planning to take need this as a prerequisite? If you end up dropping that, then that means you will be forced to retake this course in the winter, allowing you to take the next set of courses that need it as a prerequisite. Also, for students getting government funding, will dropping more courses change your attendance status from full-time to part-time? These are some of the important questions that come up, and it's important for you to clarify that before making that decision. At this point in time, most of you have received your first round of grades from the midterms and assessments that you've already sat for. And again, this is a good time to check in with yourself to make sure that you're making progress towards meeting your goals, and also to identify if you may be struggling in some of the courses. And a common question that comes up is, how do you identify that you're struggling? Some of the things to be on the lookout for are, low grades in early tests and assessments. If you're having trouble keeping up with readings or lectures, that could be something that could be an indicator that you're struggling. If you're feeling lost or overwhelmed, again, this is your first time going through university. It's completely okay to feel lost or overwhelmed, and for some of you, the experience you hope to have in university at this point is not what you're actually experiencing. So those feelings are completely valid, but it's important for you to identify that earlier than later. Also, will this lead to, are you skipping classes or deadlines? Are you submitting assignments late? Again, these are all signs that I encourage you to reach out to us sooner than later. That way we can look into the options available to you and what you need to do to be successful. Now let's look at what are some of the academic recovery options. The one that we recommend, not recommend, we you have options to choose from, but our focus will be dropping the course before the deadline. What this means is that the drop deadline is coming up on November 11th, and if you're worried about your performance in that particular course, then dropping it will be the way to go. What this means is that it will be removed from your academic record. In some instances, this may lead to it affecting your attendance status, changing your your status from full-time to part-time. At this point in time, there will be no refund for F courses as the deadline already passed back in October 8th. For Y courses, there's still time for refund, but for fall courses only, there's no refund. And how to do these will be through ACON. So if you made the decision to drop a course, then how to do that will be logging into ACON under the enrolling and manage section, drop the course. The other options available to you if you do not want to drop the course, that would be one of the options is credit, no credit. What this means is that you'll receive a notation of CR if you get a 50% and above in that particular course. However, if you fail the course that is getting 50% and below, then you will receive a notation of NCR, meaning no credit. The credit no credit does not impact your CGPA in any way. It also does not reduce the number of credits you enrolled in. Something to remember is that students are allowed a maximum of 2 credits towards the credit no credit, and how to do this is through ACON. So students who had the access to you had the opportunity to add, you still do, to add or remove credit no credit. That started as early as September 13th, and you have all the way till December 2nd to make that informed decision. Again, I think this gives you a lot of time to get most of the assessment grades back, allowing you to determine if you adding credit no credit will be the best course of action for that course. Something to remember with credit no credit, this is mostly for those breadth requirement courses or elective courses. If the course is required to meet a program requirement or for entry into a program, then credit no credit will not be recommended, as you might either have to retake the course, and typically if you use credit no credit towards a program required course, then they're not able to use that towards the program. The other option you have is late withdrawal. So for the late withdrawal, this will come into place after the drop deadline. So after November 11th, and after you've gotten more assessments and you decide that you want to drop the course, at that point, you'll be requesting for late withdrawal. This does not impact your CGPA in any way. It also, you will not be receiving a refund for that. It also does not reduce the number of credits you enrolled in overall. And for for your undergraduate degree, students are allowed up to a maximum of 3.0 credits. And how to request for late withdrawal, that'll be through the new college registrar's office. Students will have access to an MS form, and again, these will be made available to you after the drop deadline, which is November 11th. So if let's say between November 11th and December 2nd, which is the deadline to request for late withdrawal, if you're still struggling in the course and it looks like there are no chances of you passing or doing well in the course, then at that point, we recommend that you complete a late withdrawal request. Again, with all these options, it is highly recommended that you book an appointment with an academic advisor to identify what's the most suitable option for you. Moving more, moving into the more resources and tools available to you. We have academic advising through the registrar's office. Come in, book an appointment or attend drop-ins to talk to an academic advisor about your options. For those program-specific questions, then we do recommend that you book an appointment with a program advisor through the home department of your program of interest. We also recommend that students book appointments with a learning strategist. They're here to offer one-on-one appointments with students, and they also do offer workshops for students to learn tangible tools and skills in different areas such as time management, exam preparation, assignment planning, effective note taking, motivation, and procrastination. I would highly recommend that you book that appointment with them. I find that it's a good resource to have, especially when you do not want to give up in the course and there's room for improvement. They are the people to help you hone in on your final plan and ensuring that you're successful with the goals that you set for yourself with the remainder of the assessments in that particular course. Another good resource place is the Career Center. At this point in time, some students might have identified that what they hope the experience or the program they're interested in at the university is not aligning with what their current experience, and it's okay to feel overwhelmed or lost when it comes to that. So we do encourage you to book an appointment with the career center to identify what other pathways are available to you or what other careers might be aligned with your initial goal. And now we go into the tools that you could use to help with that. We have an assignment planner. I'll get to share it. That way you can see what that looks like. These breaks allows you to input the when you anticipate to start the assignment and when the assignment is due. Once you've done that, it will break down what you need to do to complete the assignment in a timely manner. I find this to be really helpful, especially if you're someone who likes to see the minor details of what that assignment will look like. This is a great tool to use, which also the Goblin tools does the same thing through the Magic to-do list. You just put in the assessment or the assignment or the task that you want to complete, and it breaks it down for you in a way that you're able to complete it on time and also have checks done before submitting it. The other amazing tool that's there is the grade calculator. These allows you to determine how well you need to perform in the remaining assessments in order to, meet the minimum grade required to get into that specific program or even meet the grade that you set as a target for yourself at the beginning of the semester. And lastly, we have the GPA calculator. This is to help you stay afloat and be sure and ensure that you're maintaining good academic standing when it comes to the final grades that you will receive at the end of the semester. So the Center for Learning Strategy Support offers workshops and resources to help you learn. They also offer study hubs. They also offer productivity groups. And lastly, they also offer one-to-one appointments with learning strategists and peer mentors. And how to book an appointment with them, that will be through Folio, where you get to pick a day and time that works for you. And again, they offer sessions throughout the semester. Yeah, I highly recommend for you to look into some of the sessions they have available and register for the ones that align most with what you're interested in. So here more of the upcoming workshops. We have the Sleep Well happening next week. We also have the Better Coping Skills, Balanced Living. There's, stress, burnout, and rest. And most of the sessions tend to be virtual. So I highly recommend for you to log into Folio and view all the different sessions and register for the ones that speak the most to you. Moving into the dates and deadlines, so the last day to drop an F course without academic penalties coming up, and that will be November 11th. We have the last day to add or remove the credit no credit option for fall courses. That is on December 2nd, as I mentioned earlier. And also on December 2nd will be the deadline to request for late withdrawal from fall courses. Okay, all this data available to you through the Arts and Science Academic Data and Deadlines webpage. You're welcome to click on the link at the below the screen to access more of those deadlines. So, and lastly, now as you make the decision before you drop the course, we encourage you to take a pause and reflect. Have you spoken to your profs? Have you spoken to the TA to know if there are other ways to leverage the remaining of the assessments? Have you gone in for a program or even academic advising to look into your options? If you decide to stay in the course, have you tried different supports like tutoring or even the recognized study groups? And also, a very important question to reflect on is, can you realistically recover in the course? That, in some situations, students have way less weight assessments. Pardon me. In some situations, students have a less of an assessment. They have like a less weight towards the remaining assessments, such that even if they got 100% in that particular course, they will not be able to pass the course. So this is a good time to use the tools like the assignment planner, the grade calculator, to see if you're on track to even passing the course or meeting the minimum grade required. Right, and also another important question to ask yourself is, how will dropping the course affect your full-time status or even affect your funding? All right, so if you're choosing to drop the course, is this the best decision right now? Have you checked the deadlines? Have you met with an advisor? What is the plan? Are you planning to retake it, right? So is this required as a prerequisite for a course you need in the winter semester? If so, then the goal will be to drop the course now and enroll in it in the winter semester, allowing you to take the next set of course maybe in the summer or the following year. Another important thing to remember is that will these affect your program enrollment? If this course is required for entry into the program, then what does that mean if you drop it? If that's the case, what is your backup plan? What will you put in place as you work towards completing that requirement to get into your desired program? Okay, and with all of this, we do recommend that, please book an appointment with an academic advisor to look into the options available to you. This is a good time to pause and reflect and look into what's working out. Some of the habits that you had in high school would not equate to how you're handling university life. So it's a good time to see what's working out and what's not, and adjusting with the right supports and resources available to you.